Hi, it's me, Vicky Marie. So this is a live stream, so watch everything go wrong. There'll probably be gunshots, or there'll be a storm, or who knows what might happen. Anyway, thanks for being here with me again. This is the third time I've done a video today, so I've been a very busy girl today. I have to say I am tired, so just to let you know that. But I've enjoyed it though. I especially enjoyed the video I did this morning about Nicola Bulley and Elisa Lamb. I found it very interesting, and then I watched it back and I thought, oh my god, am I making these videos so I've got something interesting to watch? I mean, sometimes I wonder that. Anyway, thank you all for being here with me. Now I want to say somebody just sent me a super, so thank you ever so much. That was Heather. It hasn't come through on this for some reason, but I think it's because she sent me because of the other video. So thank you so much for that. So as always, thank you to all of you that have watched me, especially today, stuck with me. You're probably sick of the sight of me by now. I'm sick of the sight of myself, but thank you so much. Sometimes on a Sunday, if I'm not doing much else, I like to do so because this may be the last video now until Thursday when I do the members live. I mean, I'm sure it won't be. I'm sure things will come up and I won't be able to help myself doing the video. But I've got quite a lot of work, member work. Unfortunately, no, I don't mean that, because I do enjoy my job. But it's just sometimes when I've got classes and that, I can't get on and do the videos. Anyway, so thank you all my subscribers. Every time you've liked my videos, please remember to like. All of you that have bought me a Ko-fi, that's the Ko-fi link there. All of you have sent me a super, all of you that have joined and become members. What else? All of you that have sent me emails, and today I've had so many comments. I haven't caught up with all my comments yet, just to let you know, if I haven't, I do like to respond to comments, even if it's just with a heart, or I like to leave a message really, but I've had a lot today, so I haven't, and I probably won't respond tonight, but tomorrow I will. So I just don't want you to think I'm ignoring you, or I haven't appreciated your comment. I've read most of them that were coming through, but I just haven't had time to sit down and actually respond to them. So yeah, everyone who sent me an email, everyone who supported me in any way, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So remember, if you want to join the channel, if you're not already a member, you can join my channel for €1.99 a month. And you get a lot of extra content, and also you get to join in on the members live streams on a Thursday. And also at the moment I'm serializing a crime novel, so I've done the first 2 parts, and actually normally I try and think of it like going out on a Saturday morning, but I'm already in my head, I've got the next part, so that might come out before Saturday, because sometimes you have to run with it. As soon as that muse comes to you, if you like, you have to run with it, because otherwise you can forget it. But I'm very clear about the next part, so it's just a question of sitting down and actually typing it up and doing the video, of course. What else do I want to say? Supers, PayPal. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it, more than you know. And even my trolley dollies, I've had to get rid of a couple today. But I don't want negative people on my channel. If people want to give their opinion, honestly, I'll listen to anyone's opinion. Free speech is important. I don't want people being aggressive, shouting, even if they're not swearing in that, thinking that their opinion is the only one that counts. People on my channel, they understand. We've all got different opinions. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. Get over it. Don't think that just because that's your opinion, other people don't agree with you, that you're like, you're the one who's right. You're not. You you've got the right to your opinion, but you can't expect other people to agree. So we debate on this channel. We speak to each other nicely, even if we don't agree with each other. What else? Oh, so I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping because I haven't done it for a while. I'm going to show you my books. I am going to talk to you about the Amazon killer. Anyone who's new to this, I should always say that actually. New subscribers to this channel, this is Vicky Marie Chats. We do on the lives, we do get into a bit of chat and, you know, a bit of waffle or whatever, you know, that's just how it is, you know. So if you want something very fast moving and concise, my channel is probably not for you, but I hope you'll stick around because it's always worth it in the end. Just go and make a cup of tea or something. Okay, so in my other life, of course, I am a Spanish teacher. Should be able to see here the books that I've written that are on Amazon if you want to learn Spanish at home, or I do Zoom classes as well if you're interested in Zoom classes. We break the language barrier level 1, then with the Rocky the Rebel, that's like a dual language book. Just a little story book just to practice Spanish. And then we've got the Spanish break the language barrier, goes from level 1 to level 5. So there's a level for anyone, whatever level you're at with Spanish. Now, if you're not sure which level suits you, you can always email me at vickymariechats@gmail.com. And that's Vicky with an I, and tell me what you've done so far and I'll let you know which book is a suitable one for you. The other book that you might be interested in is The Confessions of a Spanish Teacher, which is my story about me, how I ended up living in Spain, how I ended up becoming a Spanish teacher, experiences with stalking. And any of you that have bought any of my books, if you haven't already and you don't mind and you've got time to put a review on, that would be very helpful. Thank you. Okay, I'm coming back. So I'm coming to say hello to everyone now. Lots of you here as usual, all chatting. I do love to see that. Hi, Chumba. Hi, Ruth. Ruth is here, but on and off because she's making tea and reading up on a course. Good luck with the course. Hi, Jackie. Oh, Jackie's not well. Oh, hot toddy, Jackie. Will that help? I hope you're not coming down with like COVID or anything. Swollen glands and temperature. Ooh. Anyway, hope you're feeling better soon. Hi, David. That's the third time I've seen you today. Yes, it has been a busy day on Vicky's channel tonight. And yes, I will sleep like a log tonight. I hope so, anyway. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to keep you happy, of course. And me. You know, I enjoy it. Oh, so, Chumbra, have you got your pajamas? Oh, cheers, by the way. I've got some rosé wine tonight. I'm not with the goblet tonight. I've got a normal glass. Hi, Maggie. I think I missed some of that. Ah, hi, Desi. Listen, I swear by ibuprofen. Ibuprofen is brilliant for most things. Oh, you're watching that? It's really good, that documentary, Desi, on Netflix. I'm so glad that I started watching it again because, as I say, I've had a break from Netflix, so I've come back to Netflix. There's some really good programs on there. And I just thought, oh, I think I'll watch that again. And then, you know, that, well, as you know, then I just started putting, thinking there was some coincidences there with Nicola Bulley. Hi, Rio. And as Rio was saying yesterday when we talk about the XL bullies, we can't get away from that case, can we? Even the dogs have got the same name. All these coincidences. Hi, Rose. Oh, Desi, you enjoy every video. Well, I hope you do. I mean, even if it's something maybe you don't agree with or whatever, hopefully the video will be entertaining. I see that people like the tinfoil hat. I'm going to get some hats. I think I love hats, actually. When I was in the UK, I used to wear hats a lot, but of course it's so warm here. The only time I wear a hat here is in the winter. But yeah, maybe I should get some more. Oh, Rio's been watching F1 all day. Lewis Hamilton. Oh, Saskia, you've not been well. Oh dear. Honestly, healing hugs. I wish I could do something. I really do. But all I can send you is healing hugs. And, hope that you feel better. I suppose you have good days and bad days. So let's just hope that tomorrow's a good day. I just wish I could give you a big cuddle. And of course, having your bloody mobility scooter stolen won't have helped. Yeah, exactly. All the stress, chumber, isn't it? Because if you're not well, stress just makes you ill anyway. If you're already not well, bloody hell. Anyway, I'll get angry if I think about it too much, what they did. Time for me to review. Sorry, forgotten, but will do. Okay, Rio. Yes, I've gone for a darker. I fancied a dark lipstick tonight. Hi, Maggie. Oh yeah, Stuart likes to tell us what he's having to eat. I think he likes to make me hungry. He's having some pinchos with prawn peppers, salt cod, tortilla and a white wine. It always sounds so civilized. Hi, Stuart. Yeah, that's it, Desi. Sometimes you have to watch things again, don't you? Because for me, it'd been a couple of years, and you forget even after a couple of months all the details that you forget. Oh, Desi's off with her emojis now. Oh, you're welcome, Saskia. Oh, thank you, Maggie. Okay, right. Let's get on with this guy. Oh my God. Now, well, he's a serial killer, so obviously he's not a nice person. But he's, I know I'll probably say it every time, he's an especially not nice person. None of them are nice, are they? How can they be nice, I suppose, if they're serial killers? But this is the guy we're going to talk about today. Let's have a look. Have I got some photos ready? Now, this guy is so interesting because not only was a serial killer, but the items that he bought on Amazon, of all places, he bought items on Amazon. Now, right, let me just show a photo of him, because what I'm going to say now, you'll probably think, oh my God, why was she doing that? Let's have a look at him. What I've noticed is in the in the USA, let me just share this so you've got a picture of him. In the USA, you can buy anything on Amazon. And when I say anything, I mean bloody anything. Hi, Wendy. So this is the guy. He's a charmer. He's a real charmer. Of course, this was him when he was arrested. This is him now. He seems to have lost quite a lot of hair unless he's just shaved it off. He's a big guy, a big, massive guy. In all ways, he's tall. He's very overweight. Or he was, whether he is now or not, after the time he spent in prison, because I think it all happened quite a while ago. But the thing is, in the USA, you can buy anything on Amazon. And I know, because I tried to buy a couple of years ago some pepper spray. And I don't know if you know, but on the UK Amazon, you cannot buy pepper spray, or you couldn't anyway. And in Spain, you can't. There is a place, apparently, in the town centre near where I live, where you can buy pepper spray. It's like a hunting, where you can buy guns and things, but you need a license for a gun. It's like, but anyway, I haven't, and I kept meaning to go, and I haven't been there yet. But in America, oh, you can buy little, ones to put on the end of your key rings, and pepper spray, tasers, anything to do with crime, you can buy on Amazon. They don't seem to have a rule about it. In Spain and the UK, no, you can't. Now, this guy, he left reviews. He bought things on Amazon to use in his crimes, and he left reviews on Amazon about them. So we're going to look at them. Not that. First of all, I'm going to tell you about him. He's not a serial killer that I know the most about. So because today's been so busy with making other videos, I haven't done as much research as I would normally like to do on a serial killer like him that I don't know loads about. I know quite a bit about him. I've seen quite a few true crime videos about him. I've seen his interviews with the police, etc. But probably a little while ago, and today it was planned to sort of refresh all that. But of course, I got sidetracked with other things. So anyway, that's him. Good old Todd. And he is a horrible, but I know they're all horrible people, but he's not one of those serial killers that lived amongst people and everyone thought he was lovely. People thought he was a little bit weird. He had not the best reputation, let's say, with the people he worked with. Well, he owned a business. He was a real estate agent. He had people working for him, and it's that power thing again. He was the boss, so they couldn't really stand up to him too much, but they all said he was a bit strange. But anyway, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. He's quite young, I think, for what he looks like, because you saw those pictures of him. He's only 51 now, which I think he looks a lot older than that, but anyway, maybe that's just me. So let's tell you a little bit about him. And I've got to be honest, I am reading off the internet some of it because I didn't know the details of when he was born, etc. But yeah, he's 52 years old now. He was born on March the 7th, 1971 in Florida. So he's convicted of murdering 7 people. And in addition, he kidnapped at least 1 woman and raped another. And he claims to have killed many more. But that's basically what he's been held accountable for. So he was born in Florida. He was raised in South Carolina and Georgia. Now, his parents split up very soon after he was born. I think he was only 2. But as you know, that's no excuse, is it, for being a serial killer? God, if everybody whose parents split up when they were 2 became a serial killer, we'd just have this massive load of serial killers walking around and no normal people. Couples break up, families break down, and people don't become serial killers. I think he is definitely one of those that are born bad, because he started acting weird from very young, very, very young. Anyway, his parents split up. His mother met someone else. He hated his stepfather. He didn't get on with his stepfather. That's certainly true. And he wanted to live with his biological father. Anyway, everyone said when he was a child, he was troublesome. Right from nursery, he was troublesome. He was aggressive towards other children. He would destroy their property. He was said to be obsessed with, sexual content, etc. And he displayed cruelty to animals. So he shot a dog with a BB gun. So already we hate him, don't we? And because he had a goldfish and he wanted a gerbil or a different sort of animal. And his mum or his parents said to him he couldn't because he already had the goldfish. So he put bleach in the goldfish bowl and killed the goldfish. And later on, his father said that the only emotions he was capable of was anger. Anyway, when he was a kid, he spent 3.5 months in a Georgia psychiatric hospital as an inpatient. Anyway, eventually in 1983, Kohlhepp was sent to live with his biological father in Arizona after his mother and stepfather separated. He took his father's surname and he started working a number of local jobs. Unfortunately, that didn't work out well because his father had an obsession with weapons and making bombs. So his father showed him how to do that, how to blow things up and make bombs. So that wasn't really brilliant either. And also their relationship gradually deteriorated because his father really was just off with different girlfriends, etc. And so he wanted to go back to live with his mother, but she didn't really want him to go back to live there. Anyway, when he was only 15, he kidnapped a 14-year-old girl in Arizona. He threatened her with a gun. He raped her, and it just obviously wasn't good. Anyway, he was charged with kidnapping, assault, sex assault, and committing a dangerous crime against children, because she was only 14, but having said that, he was only 15. So in 1987, he pleaded guilty to the kidnapping charge and the other charges were dropped. But he was sentenced to 15 years in prison and registered as a sex offender. Anyway, apparently had a higher than average IQ. His IQ was 118, which is high. And the judge in the case said Kohlhepp was very bright and should be advanced academically, but he was behaviourally and emotionally dangerous, and he could not, this is what the judge said, that in his opinion he likely could not be rehabilitated. So, however, Kohlhepp's attorney went on to say that he felt that he did not believe his client was a danger to society. So, although during his imprisonment he was involved in some violent behaviour, after the age of 20 he had no other records of disobedience. So finally, in August 2001, he was released from prison after serving 14 years, and he moved to South Carolina where his mother was living. And that's when he started, it seemed like he was getting his life on course. He started studying, he became, he did a degree, Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration and Marketing. And he was able, finally, by lying on his application, he was able finally to get a real estate license on June the 30th, 2006. And that's where he built his company. He built a firm, a company that had dozens of agents working for him, and he was recognised as a top-selling agent in the Carolina region. He also acquired a private pilot license, and he bought lots of different properties. And in May 2014, he purchased nearly 100 acres of land. And he set a fence up around it and enclosed the land. So one customer who sold her home to him remembered him as extremely outgoing and professional, but noted that he would often talk about his guns, and he would also talk about sex a lot. Sorry, I've just got to send a message. I'll be one sec. Sorry, I'm just getting sidetracked there. Anyway, so that was basically it. So to all intents and purposes, he was a successful businessman, and it looked like he turned his life around. He was doing really well, etc. So, however, it was at this time. Sorry, one sec. Right, I'm just going to come back to you, make sure you're all okay. But you're all chatting, you're all okay, I think. Heather, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh. Okay, so now I think it's time to look at his Amazon reviews. So during this period of time where he's looking as if he's just like a respectable businessman doing well, turned his life around, despite the fact that his psychologist, when he was in prison and he was seeing a psychologist, the psychologist said he feels like the world owes him a living. That was what he said about him. Okay, let's have a look at these Amazon reviews. So during this time, he was buying things on Amazon. I mean, I still just can't quite get over this. He was actually buying things on Amazon, and not only that, reviewing them. So let's have a look at some of the things he was saying. So here, oh, can I read it? Can I get it up big enough to read? Here he's buying a chainsaw. So he's left a 5-star review on this chainsaw, which, there it is. Works excellent. Getting the neighbour to stand still while, hang on, let me just see if I think, can I go into it more? Just trying to see it a bit more clearly. Yeah, and he said it's blacker than my soul and it's priced right. Blacker than my soul and it's priced right. He gave it a 5-star review. I don't know why I can't make them bigger so that I can. Anyway. And then he said, getting the network's excellent. Getting the neighbour to stand still while you chase him with it is hard enough without having an easy-to-use chainsaw. So, literally, he called himself me. He was me on all the things. So that was the review he left on the chainsaw. And I suppose people would look at that and think, oh, maybe that's a little bit of a joke. Then he bought a spade. Oh, God, it keeps sending me to the wrong thing. He bought a folding spade. So he bought a spade that you could fold up and put in your car. And he said, keep in car for when you have to hide the bodies and you left the full-size shovel at home. Does not come with a midget, which would have been nice. Now, I'm not sure what a midget is. You know, somebody out there might know what a midget is. What was this one? Oh, a master padlock. Solid locks. I have 5 on a shipping container. It won't stop them, but sure will slow them down until they are too old to care. And literally had bought these things and they were on a shipping container and he had people hidden it. He had a woman hidden in one of them. Let's have a look at this knife one. Let's see. Yeah. So here's a Pentagon fixed blade. I haven't stabbed anyone yet, but I am keeping the dream alive, and when I do, it will be with a quality tool like this. I mean, talk about, being open with everything. Goodness me. So he's left reviews on a knife, a folding spade. There he is. Look at the size of him. He's a big, big guy. So he's left a review on a knife, a folding spade, a chainsaw. I mean, it's terrifying, really, isn't it? Yeah, he's a sicko. Sorry, I'm just making. I hope I haven't lost anyone. Oh, thank you, Rio. Have you just done a review for Rocky the Rebel? Thank you. I need to review all those books. Okay, so basically, this is how he entertains himself. Let's say. So you can see he's not what's the word? He's not a nice person. Just like straight away. Now let's look at how he was, what he did, and how he was finally caught. Now there was something he did. So he kidnapped that 14-year-old girl, raped her, received 14, 15 years for it because the crime of rape was dropped and he was just held for kidnapping. When he came out, he did turn his, in all intents and purposes, it looked like he turned his life around and blah, 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 blah. But something that had happened, this is way before his court, in 2003, so let me see, so he was released in 2001. In 2003, in a motorbike shop, Superbike Motorsports in Chesney, which I've got to be honest, I don't know where Chesney is. A customer going into that shop found 4 people shot dead inside the shop. And the victims were identified as the owner, Scott Ponder, who was 30, the service manager, Brian Lucas, who was 29, the mechanic, Chris Sherbert, who was 26, and bookkeeper, Beverly Guy, who 52, who was Scott Ponder's, the owner, was his mother, and she kept the books. So all those 4 people were in that bike shop, and they were all found dead, shot. Now that case remained unsolved for a long time, a long time. But finally, so that was 2003 when that happened, and Kohlhepp was finally arrested and then confessed to that crime in 2016, 13 years later. And apparently what happened was he went in that shop and they were laughing at him, or they made some sarcastic comment to him. He had apparently attempted to return a motorcycle, and they just laughed at him and said they wouldn't give him the money back for the motorcycle. And so he shot them, all 4 of them, but that was not discovered until 2016, 13 years later. And something interesting that I found out about this case is the profiler, Pat Brown, who I did make a video about her because of the profile she made in the Rachel Marin case. So Rachel Marin's killer still hasn't been caught, people. So, that's another thing. When is that guy going to get caught? When is Rachel Marin's killer going to get caught? Anyway, she made a profile of what she thought and I must admit, I thought at the time, because she used to be really high profile, I thought at the time, why has she sort of disappeared into the wilderness a little bit? She's got a YouTube channel, but she's not used like. Anyway, she disagreed with this and said that he didn't kill these. She didn't think that he killed these people, but he had information about that crime that nobody else had. And then she said that it was a false confession. But why would he make a false confession? Why would he? Anyway, so that's just an aside. I like little asides here and there. So it's put me off Pat Brown a bit, to be honest. Anyway, yeah, so how did he finally get caught? Because he'd murdered those 4 people, but quite a long time ago. Then what he did, he got a couple. Well, let me tell you about how he got caught first. That's probably the best thing, first of all. So on August the 31st, 2016, a girl called Carla Brown and her boyfriend went missing after they went to help do some work on Kohlhepp's property. Another couple previously to that had gone missing after doing work on Kohlhepp's property. But the fortunate thing that happened in this particular case was the police, bit more advanced probably in technology, etc. by then, had seen that the couple's cell phones had pinged near Kohlhepp's property. And when they went to Kohlhepp's property, they found that Carver had been shot, the guy, he'd been shot and buried on the property, and they found Carla Brown in a storage unit, locked in with those locks that he'd been reviewing on Amazon. Anyway, so I want to show you his arrest, because there's a video of his arrest. When I can find it. Right, okay, let's have a look at the video of his arrest. I worried about his dog. Because he had a dog. I hope the bloody... I think the dog was probably better off away from him, seeing how he shot a dog years before. But anyway, let's have a look at this video.
While we were here, all right, my sergeant served a search warrant on your property. Okay? We have Kayla. We have Kayla in your property.
Just watch this little dog here. It doesn't, well, I say little dog,
She
it's
was locked
little.
in a container.
Doesn't know what's going on.
She has told us that you shot and killed Charlie. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to need you to stand up and put your hands behind your back.
He's already here.
Okay.
Now, what had happened was they'd gone to his property and they talked to him normally at first because they didn't, know anything really. They just knew that these phones had pinged near his property. And then they went out to search the land. And I think you were right, David, what you said earlier. He'd bought that property deliberately and he'd fenced off all the land and he'd put this storage container there. And that's where he planned to keep victims. Anyway, he'd shot the boyfriend. He got the girlfriend and the boyfriend over to do some work on his land. He then shot the boyfriend and kept the girl in the storage container. So meanwhile, the police had gone out, found the storage container, found the girl, and she said that with her own eyes, she had seen him shoot her boyfriend. So they've come back into the house. This is where the stage where we're at now. The police have come back into the house and they're arresting him.
You're under arrest right now for kidnapping. All right, they're continue to search your property. They're going to continue. They got cadaver dogs down there. Okay, if you want to help yourself, tell me where Charlie's at, so we can go find his body. That's pretty much where we're at right now. Do you want to help yourself and tell me where the body's at so we can go recover Charlie's body? You don't want to. Okay. Why'd you shoot him?
I didn't shoot him.
Okay, why'd you lock her in a container in your property? She's on your property right now, locked in a container. They just got her out of they called it a
Shipping container.
Connex box. She was.
So he's starting off, he's trying to say, oh no, I don't know anything about it. And the guy just said to him, we've just taken her out of a storage container on your property. She's on your property right now.
Locked in a container in a Connex box. They got her. We have investigators. We have like 20 investigators on your property right now. And they have found her in the Connex box. So she never left your property. Okay, you locked her in the Connex box, and she has told investigators that you shot and killed Charlie.
Look at that little dog just sat there.
Okay, so I'm trying to give you an opportunity to help yourself and help us, help you find this body. Because Charlie, she's saying Charlie's body, you buried Charlie's body on that property.
No, sir.
So you're saying you didn't lock her up, you didn't put her in the Connex box or anything?
No, sir. I'm one of the attorneys.
Probably a good thing. Go ahead and put him in the back of your car.
Sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, I will. Accept that.
Okay.
I'm not resisting.
Okay. Just stand up for me.
Will you?
Stand up for me.
Yes, sir.
Come here, Taz.
Yeah. So that's it. He was arrested. And I know, I mean, do you know, I also, there's always a dog in these cases. Is either the bloody murderer's got a dog or the person that's been murdered has got a dog. And I always think, what happened to the dog? Anyway, I don't know what happened to that dog, but anyway, it sat there all calm. It looked a bit like a Rottweiler to me or something like, you know, just sat there all calm. Like my dogs would have been going mad and they probably got shot or something. But anyway, I hope the dog was okay. So, anyway, eventually they searched the land. They found the guy that had been murdered. They also found 2 other bodies. So they found the other couple that had been murdered sort of well before that. Let me see how long after. Yeah, so after his arrest, they found 2 other bodies and they were identified as husband and wife, Johnny Coxey and Megan Coxey, who were only 20, well, he was 29, she was 26, and they had been reported missing on December the 22nd, 2015. So they were finally found a year later. So they'd been reported missing. One of them had been killed by a gunshot wound, and yeah, they'd both been killed by a gunshot. And they were identified by their tattoos, bless. Anyway, so he was arrested, and that's when he confessed to the Chesney shootings, you know, and he confessed to them voluntarily, if you like, and the murders of the Coxes. So he's murdered now. There's 7 people that they know for sure that he's murdered. And then when they searched his property, they found loads of weapons. It's like with this current serial killer that's just been arrested, isn't it? The Gilgo Beach, they found a lot of weapons, a lot of ammunition. You know, seems to, they all, anyway, that's when they found out about these reviews that he'd put on Amazon. So Rio, that nice review, hopefully you've put for me on Rocky the Rebel, they're not quite like the reviews for padlocks, shovels, tasers and gun accessories. You know, I mean, it's unbelievable, isn't it? He had a wish list on Amazon. He had these wish lists, which I'm not really sure how they work, but I've heard of him. He had a wish list, and it had all these different sort of items that we'd use for killing people. Anyway, apparently after his arrest, his mother asked him if there were many other victims, how many other victims were, and he said to his mother, "You do not have enough fingers." He claimed to have shot a victim in Arizona. They started looking into unsolved homicides, but they couldn't link him with anything else. But basically, they were looking into it, but they couldn't link him with anything else. He didn't confess to anything else. He was included as a person of interest in a bank robbery and a triple homicide at Savings Bank. But there was no definitive link could be made. So what I want to show you now is, hang on, let me get to it. I want to show you some of his interviews, or a little bit of his because the police were brilliant, I thought. There was one policeman in particular, he put him so much at his ease. I mean, how he did it, I don't know, because some of the things this guy was saying, I mean, they were revolting. But this policeman seemed to sort of, make him feel like he understood him. Hi, Tina. He made him think that he understood him, and that, he seemed to think that he had like someone he could talk to in this guy, someone like him who wouldn't mind these bloody horrible things that he was saying, and he put him at his ease. So he did well, I think. But it's hard work, a little bit of hard work to watch in a way. But anyway, we'll play little bits of it. Let's see.
Okay.
During one of my times over there, sitting on one of the, I believe it was the manager, the owner's friend.
Okay.
Guy was a bit of an asshole. I was looking at the bikes and trying to let the earlier part go.
Hold on, slow down for a second. During one of my times there, the owner's friend,
I believe it was the manager. I don't remember the names. It's they were partners at some point.
See if I can find a bit.
I let it slide for the time being. And he just made me bits and pieces for it. I mean,
I'm trying to find there's a bit in here where he's talking about the other, not the victims, that like the woman that was saved and the second guy, her boyfriend that was shot, but the first couple. And he was talking about, they were asking him, why did he kill the girl? Because he had said he was going to release the girl. And the reason that he gave that he ended up killing her was because he had promised her he was going to take her miles away out of state, and she promised she would not tell anyone, which she probably wouldn't because she had some issues, like drug issues, etc. And he said, I was confident she wasn't going to tell anybody, but I had to take her right out of state, as far away as possible. And the weather was really bad, so I just couldn't, so I shot her instead, because that was a long journey for me if I was to take her. Oh, I mean, it's just amazing.
I knew what it was going to be for. But I mean, I don't know a machinist out there that doesn't make.
you made the suppressor at where?
Yeah, the place called More.
I don't know if I'll be able to find the exact.
Basically stuff for time and doing my best to make sure that the paint, then the office, the bathrooms, little mini showroom. If you can get it from that.
Through it, and it parted.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
At that time, all three.
That.
I got one of
them in the back.
that I know of. At least I don't remember it. And nobody said anything other than.
Thing is, I was going to write down the exact spot, but I just haven't got around to it today. So I could go on forever trying to get to the bottom of this. So let's see. I wonder if I can find it on anything else that I've got. I don't think I can, but I think you've got the idea about him. Let me just see. Right, this video that I'm going to show you now, this is when they rescued Carla, who was the girl that was in the storage. Copyright, you never know. This was the storage locker on his land, and they opened it up.
Yes. Pull that one first. All right, let them get ready. Everybody, come on. Guys, just jam in here. Give me that crowbar back. Where's that? Sure. Pump it off. Next crowbar. Right here. Oh, John. Watch out. Y'all move. I got it. Watch out. Hey, Joey. Sheriff's officer. I need you what? Here. Grab that back up there. Just one. Are you okay? Grab what? Go. Do you have any weapons? Got me through, okay? What's your name? What's your name, man? Lauren. Gotcha. All right. Just a girl. Just a girl. How are you, honey? This is our investor. He's a paramedic, sweetheart. Oh yeah. Okay, we're gonna get you out of there. Okay. Just hang loose for me. Anybody got? I need a handcuff key. Handcuff key. I don't. I got it right here. Hold up. Y'all slide back. Hold on. He's got a light. We gotta let you take pictures. Randy, let me see your light, Randy. You can put your hand down, sweetheart. You're okay. We're here. Okay.
Just sit back for me.
Light on or off?
You're fine. We'll get the rest of it here. Let's get her out of here.
We're getting bolt cutters, honey. Don't.
You got pictures of the cuffs?
No, hold on.
So this is Carla Brown. And she'd been kept captive in there by her boyfriend who'd been shot.
And my neck's attached to the wall up here.
Okay. All right. We're gonna get you out, sweetheart. Okay.
You got handcuffed here.
I got no. Mine's in my car. No, mine's in my car.
Bolt cutter. Just hit the chain right there, loose. Just right there at her hand, Brandon. We'll get it off.
We'll get it off here. Put it right here.
So she's got like a chain around her neck, bless her.
Do you know where your buddy is?
Charlie?
Yes.
He shot him.
He shot him.
Who did?
Todd Kohlhepp shot Charlie Carver 3 times in the chest, wrapped him in a blue tarp, put him in the bucket of the tractor, locked me down here, and I never seen him again.
Okay.
He says he's dead and buried. He says there's several bodies dead and buried out here, and he says that the dogs will be ruined if they go looking because there's red pepper.
We're gonna step you out, sweet. Because there's what?
Red pepper.
Okay.
Tell the dog people that.
He says
No,
there's pepper everywhere around the car. The car's supposedly a ravine after the land.
Okay.
Supposedly covered and painted.
John.
Yeah. So that is what they'd found when they went back and arrested him. God. Anyway, so let's have a look at. Let me just see what did he, because he's in prison at the moment. What did he end up getting? What was his? So, although his defense is saying that there are no other victims to be found, Kohlhepp has repeatedly admitted there are at least 2 other murders. But as of August 2018, he had not given authorities the details. Well, as far as I know, he hasn't given them any details. So what was his sentence? So he's been sent. So he pled guilty to 7 counts of murder, 2 counts of kidnapping, and 1 count of criminal sexual assault. And he was sentenced to 7 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. And that was a plea bargain that spared him from capital punishment. So he's currently imprisoned in the Lieber Correctional Institution, which is in Ridgeville, Dorchester County, South Carolina. And that is, so we don't know what happened to the dog, unfortunately. I wish we did know what happened to the dog. But at least we know what happened to him and where he is. He's out of, I'm not sure how long she was there for, Desi. I think, let me see if I put it down. Let me see. I don't know, is the answer to that. I don't know how long she was in there. I don't think it was too, well, I don't think it was too long. Even 1 day is too long. Let me just find out. Two months. She was in there for 2 months. Is it? So a long time. Gosh. In fact, I'm going to just put this picture up for a minute because it's got a picture of the guy on it, which we haven't seen yet. So there you go. So this is Charles David Carver, and he was unfortunately shot by him. And this is Carla, who ended up being rescued. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, this guy, you know, that very first thing that he did when he was 15 really should have been enough, shouldn't it? You know, that should have been enough. So at 15, when he kidnapped and raped that 14-year-old girl, you served 15 years in prison, but at the end of the day, when you're 15, you've still got a lot of life to go, you know, to go afterwards. So, yeah, so he was born bad. He was born bad. You know, this, I do think they are born bad. He was bad from when he was, you know, a child. He did horrible things to animals. He did horrible things to other children, you know, and then at the age of 15, he kidnapped and raped a 14-year-old girl. You know, so... yeah, he's not a nice person. So that is the Amazon review killer, as he's known as. Todd Kohlhepp, was it? Kohlhepp. But, you know, his nickname, if you like, is the Amazon review killer because he openly put reviews on Amazon of the things that he bought to, you know, do the bad things that he did. I don't know. I honestly think people are born bad. I don't see how that happens, you know, just because whatever childhood you've had, whatever things, you know, that is extreme. Lots of people have bad childhoods. Lots of people, you know, suffer when they're children for one reason or another. Really, the only thing he suffered with it was that his parents split up. You know, it's, do you know what I mean? He wasn't abused. He wasn't treated badly. It's just his parents split up. And then, of course, you know, they didn't want to know him as he got weirder and weirder, probably. I think he was born bad. So you've not heard of him before? I've seen videos on him, but it was quite a while ago. I always get his name wrong. Well, I remember his name's Todd, but there's another Todd. So he's Todd Kohlhepp. There's a Todd. There's a very similar sounding name. Let me see if I can find it. A guy who, unfortunately, I always get their names mixed up. A guy who killed his family, a bit like a Chris Watts type. Oh, that's right. No, it's his surname. So that's the Todd. He was called Anthony. Oh, this was in Florida as well. It was in a Disney. Oh, I'll do this one day, but it's a bit, you know, there's children involved, which is always a bit more distressing. And a dog. He did kill the dog as well. So I don't know, maybe I won't do it. But that was the Todd family murders, and it's T-O-D-T. This guy was called Anthony Todd. I presume that's how you spell it. T-O-D-T. And he killed his wife, their 3 children, and the dog in a Disney community in Florida. So I always get them mixed up. They look very alike as well, both big sort of hulking, you know, horrible guys. But yeah, unfortunately, there are so many cases. You didn't know about it. I'll tell you, I'll just, it's spelled like this. The Todd family murders in Disney, in a Disney complex in Florida. Yeah. Unfortunately, I've got too much knowledge of true crime. Sometimes I think, oh my God. But okay, so basically that is it. That is the story of Todd Kohlhepp, the Amazon guy. Thank you again for being with me today and through that. If you've been in the 3 videos that I've put out today, if you've been watching all of those 3, thank you so much. You can hear that my voice is just croaking and giving out. I need to sort of, you know, rest my voice a little bit. Now, as I say, I'm not sure when I'll be doing the next, definitely, obviously, Thursday, the members live. I'm sure I'll be doing videos in the meantime if things come up, don't they? Oh, I don't know if you heard, but following on from Russell Brand, the Met Police now are getting involved, aren't they? Oh, one more to go, does it? Let's just have a look, see if there's any news. I like to just have a little quick look before we finish. So the Met Police responds to Russell Brand's claims as the BBC urgently look into issues raised. It is strange, isn't it? Because it took them ages to get into the Hugh Edwards thing. But straight away they've gone for Russell Brand. I mean, I do personally think he's got a case to answer, but I'm just not sure why they're going for him now. You know, this is what I was saying earlier. You know, if he's done something bad, he's done something bad. He did it ages ago. Why are you only just going for him? You know, it's like, how many bloody abusers are they hiding in their presenters and their... Oh, I just think it's full of them. Let me just check on, see if there's any news about Rachel Marin. Of course, I just still cannot believe. So Rachel Marin's brother has said the suspect in her murder, his hunting ground is national. I don't know, they are trying to appeal more to the Spanish-speaking community because they feel that the answer is there, and they're saying that a lot of the Hispanic community don't even know about it, you know, because they sort of live under the radar a bit. Some of them might be illegal immigrants, etc. I still think this is, you know, if he's done something bad, he's done something bad. You did it ages ago. Why are you only just going for him? You know, it's like, how many bloody abusers are they hiding in their presenters and their... Oh, I just think it's full of them. you know, I just still cannot believe that he hasn't been caught yet. They're struggling to find him, but anyway. Honey and lemon. A lot of young people like Russell Brand, don't they? Well, he has become quite political. I think they like, you know, the things he's been saying. But anyway, remember to always live and love very carefully. Thank you so much for watching, for being a member, for sending me a super, for buying me a Ko-fi. Any way you've helped my channel, thank you so much. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God always go with you. Bye.